Good evening, everyone. I'm Reverend Robin Nashak. It's time to spin into the stillness. It's Wednesday evening. It is that time in the week that we make for ourselves to be still, to listen to our deep voice, what I consider our divine voice, and then to meditate with what we learn and apply it to our living beyond this time. We've been sporadically here throughout the summer. I'm very grateful for your patience and excited to be here this evening. It's the tail end of summer. It suddenly got very cool here in Washington, D.C., and I'm just breathing a little sigh of pleasant relief. I love hearing all the sounds of late summer outside. It's really quite a beautiful time. So glad you are here making time for us for some stillness and meditation. Again, this is a drop in, so you come when you want, but it helps to establish your meditation practice. You don't have to think, you can just join us and listen and, engage that way. So, always very grateful for everyone that's here, both on the live stream as well as those who watch the recorded versions afterwards or listen to the audio only versions on my SoundCloud page. So, how do we do this? We have a couple of steps. We first start by setting an intention for our meditation. And that's just a matter of focusing what we are thinking for this meditation so that we're not going into it just with an open uh, availability of ideas. We can focus, we can tell the universe, we can ask the universe for some focus so that we can channel our efforts, so that we can make goals or articulate dreams that can become manifest from our meditative efforts and from our prayerful efforts. So let's do that. Let's set that intention. Now, as I say every week, I like to write it down on this little slip of paper, which if we were in person, I would gather from you and we would send out into the flames because we want to create focus. We want to make a statement about our focus or about our intention. And then we want to let it go. We want to let it go. We want to let go our attachment to it so that it can come back to us in the way that the universe has designed for it to. So it doesn't have to be complicated. It can be one word. Maybe you want peace. Maybe you want to sleep. Maybe you want more insight about a specific situation. Whatever you choose, it is your meditation. Again, it's a prompt. It's a way to focus your thoughts, to become aware of what you're thinking, and then to apply it to our meditative efforts. So if you don't have a slip of paper, you can write it on your hand. You can, just some way that you're going to articulate this this intention. You can just say it, whisper it to yourself out loud, but some way that we're going to make that statement of intention for this evening. So let's do that now. All right, so I've set mine. So this is going to be energized by our meditation. And now I'm going to write the words everyone's intentions on another slip. This will serve as the proxy for all of us. So if we were all together and we were throwing our intentions or the slips of our intentions into the burning bowl, uh, we'd be able to do it individually. This is going to be the one that I'm going to throw in to represent everybody that is meditating on this meditation, whether you're joining the live stream or not. So if you join later and you make that intention, this is your intention and it gets added to the energy from this meditation, no matter when you're watching it or receiving it. So you've written your intention, stated your intention, articulated your intention. Now, the second part of our process is to draw a card from this deck of cards called the Star Codes Astro deck. This deck is beautiful. It's served us very well this year, and I love its message. I love how it's set up. So we're going to keep with it for a while. It's a nice, simple way of interpreting what I consider a creative prompt. So you're asking a question uh, or stating an intention as you just did, and then this card, once I shuffle it, is going to be the answer, the response to all of our intentions. So we're doing it together, but it is responding to each of us individually. And again, you may or may not believe in the oracle nature of the cards, but just consider it a way of expanding your perspective. It's going to give you a word. It's going to give you some background information that will help you see your intention in a different or a new light. That's all. That's all. So we shuffle the cards. I draw the top card from the deck because I'm not reaching into the deck and using my own intuition to pull the card out. So I'm just going to draw that top card so that you can see what I'm doing. It's full transparency of which card I'm drawing. Again, we've drawn cards. We've drawn, the same card several times. Last week, Sagittarius card, we had drawn just the month before that I saw. Or we get a new one. One of the reasons why we're sticking with this deck is because we haven't even gotten through the cards, not near getting through all the cards. So, because we keep getting the same ones. And when we do, it's either the same response that we are getting for a new intention, or it's a reminder that we still may have things to deal with from the last time we did this. So we may get a similar card, or we may get the same card as we did, or we may get a brand new one. But regardless, tonight's message, whatever the card is, whatever the message is the message. The great thing about this is you don't decide whether this card applies. You decide how it applies. So when you get it, it's your job, and that helps expand your perspective to see what this card might do to help expand that perspective, to give you a new take on perhaps an older issue. All right, so here we go. We're going to draw the top card. Done shuffling. Ready? And I feel like a magician waving my wand, choosing that top card, which is we've had this one before. I love this card. It is the Imam Relai. I think that's how you pronounce it, but it is the root. And you see that tree of life there with roots going deep. What does the card say about our roots and how we are rooted? I am excited to find out. So I'm going to put the card down, and of course, we're going to put it back up on the screen for you to see right there. There it is. Let's see if we can shed some light and make it a little more focused. There we go. All right, so look at the card. There's a lot of detail to this card tonight. See what you see how these images address your intention. See if, what hidden things you may see, what hidden meanings you may find that are relevant for you and for the intention that you've set that may not be relevant or visible for the rest of us and our own intentions. But this card is unique. We've drawn it together, but it is uniquely applied to your intention, however that is. Here we go. Imum coeli. Imagine your spine extends down into the earth like a taproot, the strong central root under a tree, through the earth to a point on the sun's path below. Latin for bottom of the sky, Imam Quelai, or IC, points to the memories and experiences that fed your first roots, your early home life, your family's traditions, your biological and emotional heritage. The action to this card: look to the roots. Think about what makes you feel at home and secure. What creates sanctuary for you? Investigate the foundations and become conscious of the traditions and assumptions that underlie this situation. Lean into habits that help you feel secure and grounded. If you enjoyed your childhood, family traditions can help you feel safe and strong in a storm. If you grew up in chaos, you may crave the opposite, and so you create your own quiet sanctuary. If you grew up around arguments, arguing with people at home may seem normal to you, but that may not be the case for your housemates. So you may need to learn to present your points in a more transformative, less combative way. The IC also speaks of deeper roots, the spiritual, religious, or philosophical underpinnings of your early life. Just as a fish doesn't notice the water it swims in, it can be hard to see the spiritual assumptions you swam with as a child. These philosophical underpinnings could give you a deep connection to spirit or leave you feeling restricted or judged. Whether they imbue you with unconscious habits or were that from which you rebelled, until you examine those deep roots, they will define your foundational paradigm. The challenge of this card: unconscious patterns from your personal history may underlie the situation and need excavation. So something may still be there. The gift of this card: build roots of your own. Feel your spine extend like a deep taproot of a tree onto the ground. Feel the strength of the earth pulsing up through you, holding you strong through any storm. We're all about the roots this evening. We're all about where we've come from, assumptions that we've made, and using what serves us. And of course, letting go of what does not. So let us get comfortable. Now, for this meditation tonight, because we have drawn the roots and because we are going to be thinking about the spine a bit, if you were upright in a chair, somewhere where your back can stay straight, that would be most helpful. If not, feel free to lie down if that's your usual way. I'm throwing this at you just because of the card that we received. But if you can sit up and be aware and awake, then we can really imagine that spine, focus on the spine, and focus on a strong spine that is weathering all storms. Okay, so once you find that position, and again, if you're lying on the ground, what you might want to do is lift your knees so that you are in a sitting position, only lying back, and then you can imagine that spine going into the ground that way. But get comfortable, get relaxed, and if you are sitting up, it'll help us, I think, from dozing off the way we might at this time of the day. But we're going to start just by breathing deeply, and we're going to start just by inhaling and exhaling naturally at our own pace. We're going to do it 3 times, and then on the third inhale and exhale, you want to let your eyes close, shut, flutter closed if you would like. And I'm going to put the image of the card back up so that if you need to just recall it while you're in meditation, you can just bring your eyes open to a squint and take a look. But if you want to just relax and remain awake, then we can start to breathe. So let us, and again, you may hear my dogs, you may hear ambient noise from wherever you are. We want to use that as a prompt. So it may startle you if you do start to go deep, but you want to just kind of pivot right back around. It's like making a U-turn. Make that U-turn and head right back into meditation. Don't Don't allow it to distract you too much, because our goal, of course, is to be still, to be able to be at peace and access this inner voice at any time. So while it is wonderful that we found these quiet spaces to create this meditation vibe, we want to be able to get there at any time. So just use those ambient noises as U-turns right back, as a way to discipline ourselves to focus just a little more. Maybe you won't hear anything. So, but I turn off my sound suppression so that we can hear the music and hear the tones. Because when I forget, we don't hear any music. But let's do that now. So let's inhale and exhale. You want the breath to be nice and deep and intentional. Inhale and exhale. And one more deep breath. And exhale, you can close your eyes if you'd like. Or you can keep your eyes focused on the picture of the card. Up to you. So let's begin to relax with each breath, still with intention. So it doesn't have to be very slow, but you definitely want to keep it present. Allow the tones to take you where you need to go. With every breath, we go deeper into a state of relaxation. And as we do, as our body relaxes, and if we're sitting up with the back against the chair, we are still relaxed, but our back remains straight because our spine remains straight and strong. And as we continue to relax more and more, we want to imagine that spine being strong behind us. And as we imagine that strong, powerful spine, we realize that we've let go of anything that has made us feel tense or unsafe, protected by the strength of our spine, the power of our intentional breathing. We realize this power that is emanating from us. And we begin to envision our spine as a powerful, strong trunk of a beautiful tree in the summertime. Our back is strong, our spine is strong. And we just imagine it morphing into a beautiful trunk of a beautiful summer tree, your favorite tree. And this tree has been here for a long, long time. Just like our essences are eternal, this tree transcends our own age of linear time on Earth. And so our vine is strong, but the trunk of this tree that we have become is even stronger, because it's weathered through the ages, it has strengthened through the ages, it has grown through the ages. And now if we can, feel that spine, feel the strength. And now let us imagine that the trunk of our tree, imagine us feeling the roots just underneath the ground. For as strong and as steady as our trunk is, as our spine is, it is still not solid and unchangeable. It is part of a living system. And so let us feel the roots below us. Feel them as living parts of us. Imagine those roots, each of them being an aspect of our life, past and present. Each root has meaning. Each root has information. Information that we don't need to think of linearly or as memories, but as a collective formation of our essence. These roots, we feel them burrow deeply into the earth, allowing us to feel a sense of grounding, of steadiness, of belonging. It is from this place of belonging that we want to explore a little more deeply this evening, as the beautiful trees that we have become, that we've always been. So imagine those roots just carrying lots and lots of information about us. Those roots unite us with our deep self, with that inner voice. In this case, that inner tree. And so imagine that the roots begin to glow because they have something to share. The deep voice our deep self, our higher self, is now in our presence. It is both a part of us and is also separate in a way that we can have a discussion with it. As the roots grow, we can feel the answers. We can feel the solutions. For these roots are strong. Nothing to fear we have as rooted as we are. So for the next few moments, just engage with that voice. Ask your deep self, what message it has from these roots. How are the roots, your roots, answering and responding to the statement, the focus that you have made? You may not hear the answers in words, you may hear the answers in sounds, in the tones, in my voice, in the memories of the roots, but the answer is there. Just receive it. And if you don't understand it, just know it's there for you and will be revealed in good time. Let us make these moments with our deep self and hear and receive the message. We've received the message with gratitude, with confidence, with trust and faith that we have learned what we need to learn. We may have to examine it more closely, but we've learned what we've had to learn. Our roots have the answer. And let's just, for a moment, realize that our beautiful self as this tree is actually in a forest with an infinite number of trees. And And tonight we just want to acknowledge those who are here. You may not know them or know what they look like or even see them online because they might be anonymous. But see the souls as the forest. See ourselves as a single tree, but rooted in a beautiful forest. And just greet one another with a gentle wave of those long, beautiful boughs and branches. Our forest is alive and beautiful and lush. It's a whole ecosystem that supports vibrant life, that nourishes us from the inside out. And now with the trunk that is so strong and roots that are alive and energized and that continue to burrow more and more so that we become more and more grounded and safe while we can reach to the sky. Let us imagine that tree trunk, that beautiful, glorious trunk that is our living body as a tree, begin to slowly morph back into our spine of our back, which means our physical self begins to take shape again and reappear around that spine. And just imagine our body just kind of filling in from the toes all the way up through the legs and the torso, and our neck and chin and our eyes and forehead and crown. We have returned completely, though we've never really left. And let's take 3 deep breaths to return to our body consciously. So inhale and exhale quickly. Inhale again and exhale again. And inhale again one more time and exhale. And here we are. That was fun. Did you feel it? Did you feel the strength of your spine, of your sheer power by being that tree? Just feel so rooted from this card tonight, rooted in my own life, in my own glory, in my own mistakes and failures. I'm rooted in all of them. And from them, from all of it put together, I am this tree. You are this tree. So it's time to send these out into the flames. I get so excited sometimes that I forget, but we are here tonight and I do remember. So I'm going to send mine out first. This is mine. And so whatever I set out as an intention, I'm a tree, I'm strong, but I don't need to sit around and wait for it to happen. I can be strong and gaze and ponder and reflect on other things. And that's mine, and this is ours. Everyone's intentions right here, going together with mine, burning together as if they were all together in one pot or bowl. Because when we release our attachment to them, they can return to us, perhaps even better or more effective or more successful than we ever thought they could be. So that's our summer's night meditation. I'm so glad you were here. I see my dear pals, Kathleen and Sue, are on Zoom. I love you. Thank you for being here. Let's see if anybody else has joined today. Not sure if I can see them here tonight, but I know people watching the recording. I am excited to see who might have been there. And I am hoping that you enjoyed this time we've had together and look forward to more. I have every intention on being here next week, August 28th. So join us whenever you can. Drop in, go still, be still, and then apply it. See how it plays out in your life. And of course, like and subscribe. How do I always forget this? Like and subscribe, all of the things, and send us your comments. Let me know you were here. I'm so glad you are. And let me know any of your thoughts on what has been happening. This is it. Have a beautiful evening. Signing off for tonight. I'm going to check comments. I know Sue always leaves a little comment. Thanks, Sue. Thank you. That's it. Have a great evening. We'll see you next time, or we'll experience ourselves together.